looks like we're streaming. Hey, Rami. How you doing? So I've got a little reference image for clothing here. Hey, Levi. How you doing? So this is a pretty crude image. It's just a rough pencil sketch. And it's kind of what I have in mind for the clothing that I would like. Hey, Software Tools. Desert Rose, welcome in. So I'll be taking a look at this reference image as I'm working. As you can see, the majority of her body will be covered, obviously. Once I get into the fabric, I'll be...
The easiest thing to start with would be her belt, as that's pretty much following the contours of the body there. So I think we'll begin with that. So right here I have the low poly with the multi-res modifier on it. So I think since it has modifiers, I'm going to call this collection modifiers. This is the body underscore mod. So we'll keep that with the modifiers not applied. And we'll begin adding some clothing to the body as separate meshes, I believe. We might need to cover a good deal of that. Hey, Darasan. Welcome, welcome. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to want to shrink wrap a cylinder to the waist or copy part of the waist and work with that. Hey, Michael. Welcome in. As it could be good to just copy part of the waist, or I could shrink wrap a cylinder. I might do that. Might try see which one works best. As for the reference image, it's looking a pretty thick belt. Starting about... Well, I'm going to probably start right there. I'll probably just have it right there. Something like this should work nicely. Remove the top and bottom faces there. Subdivide. Or add some loop cuts. Shrink wrapping it's gonna probably look a little interesting. Give it some offset. Might not get the effect I want exactly. So if it's not gonna, if it's gonna do this like little dip thing here, then I might not go with shrink wrap and instead just kind of take it from the body contours and go from there. Yeah, instead I might take it from the body itself. Either that or just kind of use that cylinder and morph it myself. Looks okay from the back. It's just this part in the front. Maybe we'll take it as a starting point. Oops. Hey, Service Tech, thank you for the sub. How you doing, Service Tech? Let's see. I want to do this a different way. Nice. Well, welcome. Glad to see you here. I'm glad you're really enjoying the courses. Just kind of doing a little bit of modeling here. Kind of experimenting with some clothing. I'm thinking this should go over the ribs a little. So this one might be okay to shrink wrap, and I'm interested in what that would look like. Is it relaxing? Yeah, I could see that. I find it relaxing to watch other people work as well. On some level, I think your brain absorbs all of it. Most of it. A good deal of it, probably. Yeah, I suppose it does depend on your age a little bit. curious in seeing if using this would be a little easier. I think it would, actually. So what I think I'll do actually is delete that. And just make the belt from here. Now I might get some lag a little due to the high poly density, but that's okay because that multi-res modifier is on this. I can probably bring it down. See if that helps. I mean, those levels of subdivision are still there, though, so... Seems to be better. So, let's see, we'll have that belt pretty high. I'll let Retapa Flow handle the shrink wrap and the mirroring and all that good stuff. I think that'll be the way to go. Just makes it easier for me to manage. So what hardware am I using? First of all, right now I'm currently using a mouse. I do have pressure sensitivity if I need it. So, you know, I'll be doing some sculpting on this, undoubtedly. And I will be picking up that pin. As far as specs though, I have a AMD Ryzen 5950X. Pretty powerful for my CPU. Graphics card is a RTX 3070 Ti, and I have 64 gigabytes of RAM, so it's pretty good. If something makes this computer choke, then it's doing some serious stuff, I would think. Hey, Blue Robin. Yeah, I'm getting started on a belt. I'm gonna get started on some clothing for this thing. For this character. So we'll start with a belt, I think. Got a rough sketch of what I have in mind. Okay, an i9, 12K, 64 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 3090. So you're a little bit of a step up from mine. At least as far as graphics cards are concerned. That's a lot of RAM, says Jimothy. Yeah, I did look into the 3D Connection Space Mouse. Blue Robin, why not use a cylinder and model it around the waist? That's another possibility. Why not? I don't have a reason. I don't have an answer for you. Why not? I'd say that's a legitimate way. I'm just kind of cheating a little with Retapa Flow. I like how it snaps it to the body like that. Kind of want it to follow the body, not, you know, necessarily perfectly, but I'm gonna give this a try. Service tech said Druid Mechanics is Britannia. Technically. Wondering where you got that information. It's in some of my courses. I think I mentioned it in the C++ Fundamentals course or something. Are you too, Service Tech? Oh, you are? Interesting. From Texas? Cool. How long have you been in New Mexico? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's where I said it. Said Pequeño, and usually only people from here know what that means. Or people who speak Spanish. We'll go with this. Now that displace gives a bit of a displacement. But we'll see how this works. I'm going to save first. There's that little displacement there. Give it some thickness. I might actually just add a face on top and bottom. That might be the best way, I think. And then the question is, do I sculpt? I think what I will do, let's look at my reference. Here's my little drawing. So it's going to have a little belt around the big belt, basically. And a ring. I'm not sure if the ring should be a hex ring, square ring, octagonal ring, or just a torus. Taurus is closer to Marin, which is what this is kind of influenced by, and I don't want it to look exactly like Marin. Her belt could probably be a little thicker. But I think that's okay. I think this is good. If I had a subdivision surface, of course that's going to look like that unless I put some control loops in here. Hey, another guy. What's up? Yes, doing clothes. So she's not so naked. Duplicate the middle for the second belt. Oh yeah, this middle strip here, that's it. That was exactly what I was thinking. This is gonna be... And before I add these control loops, I think I might save the low poly of this. So I'm gonna undo a couple times. Just to make things easy, I'm gonna save a low poly. Maybe bevel it, but I don't think so. This will be belt base. Low. Oh, I should have a different collection for clothing. No, we'll just put them all in low poly for now. We'll put that in low poly. Belt base low. No need for modifiers. This will be belt base mod, because it has modifiers. Although I took it off, but subdivision surface here. 2, 3, maybe 4 levels. And we'll put a control loop right here. And a control loop right here. We'll do some sculpting as well. Definitely some sculpting. But yes, that was a great idea. I was planning on doing something like that. Duplicate it. Separate it. There it is. We'll take that subdivision off for now. Howdy, howdy, creative username. How goes it? For this one, it'll be a little different. So see how this one's just this, right? But this one, according to my picture, the small belt is gonna go up to here and stop. It's going pretty well, creative. It's going well. Just starting on the clothing now. Starting easy, starting with the belt. Got my little drawing here. So it's gonna come around to the middle and stop. We're gonna have a little ring there. This one's gonna be quite a little bit thicker. That's why I love these modifiers. Hey, Yum. Welcome in. How are you? Gonna want a ring as well. Thinking a hexagon. Might be good. It's great news, everyone. What's up, Young? What's your great news? I think the low poly can be 6 or so. We'll do something like that. It's Friday, I'm in love. Actually, we have a Saturday, but it's okay. Yes, it is Friday here. And are you like seriously in love? Because that's exciting. Or is it just, are you just making the figure of speech? Like, are you for real? Are you serious? That's exciting if so. Should this ring be thicker? I'll make one a little thicker and see how it looks. Ah, you're serious. Congratulations, Yum. That is exciting. Oh, to be yum and in love. Notice what I did there. I didn't say young, I said yum. I know. That dad joke cleverness. It's probably not that good if I had to say, did you see what I did there? What do you guys think? Do you like the thick ring or the thin ring? I'll show you my drawing here. It's going to be a little ring around. So we got a thick one and we got a thin one. You vote thick ring. I kind of like the thick one too, honestly. We'll be making, I'll be definitely sculpting this and making it higher poly and dinging it up and making it look more metallic and all that good stuff. But I think the thick ring looks cool. I think it's going to look good when it's a gold metal color. Thick, definitely thick it is. So we'll get rid of that little puny thing. And I lost it inside her belly. So this is a nice thick ring. That's going to look really cool, I think. And since her belly's angled, we're going to be rotating that a little, I think. Kind of like how big it is, too. I don't think I need to make it smaller. I think that's going to look nice. see it from about that far away, which will be about the camera distance, so it's important that we're able to see it. Man, costume design is fascinating. I think it's really fun. Now, I think these might need to be thicker. I'm going to want this to go up to about the middle of it, which means it's going to need to be a little thicker on the inside. But I don't want it to be like super, super thick though, right? So that means we'll probably need this one to be thicker. I'll have to compensate. I'll make both thicker. Keeping in mind that, again, we'll be seeing her from far away, so we want some thickness, a little exaggerated thickness. And when I sculpt, I can have that metal pressing in to the leather to make it look, you know, kind of depressed in a good way. And let's see, so this is in the middle, so that means this can go up a little. And I'll be doing as much cheating as I possibly can in this, so I'm going to take this loop here and simply duplicate it. I'll dupe both of these. Boom. Separate by selection. And once again, looking at my very crude drawing, it's just going to go around it. Could even just use some cylinders, but we'll keep this simple. Here's what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is go to this wireframe. Where should I cut it? I should cut it basically right here. Maybe even have it around. Yeah, okay. Yum says, this kind of hard surface thing on organic immediately makes panic in my brain thinking of how it could be rigged. Oh, I know. Introducing a lot of things that once you rig it, oh, it's going to be fun, but it won't be too bad. Feel like I'm just going to use the knife tool and snip through by hiding the body, hiding the belt. Where's the big belt? Belt base. There we go. And I'll just snip through this whole thing. Is what I'm thinking. Gonna hide this other ring as well. Cut through. Why am I doing this twice? Just cut through both. But I do want to start from the inside there. Like so. There we go. Get rid of this excess. this will be fun to sculpt. One point one. No, we need more than that. Oh, I have proportional editing still. Nah, 1.5 is too much. 1.25 will do it. Hey, Washinator! Welcome, welcome. How you doing? It's going well. Getting started on some clothing. I'm thinking I'll go ahead and make this focus on the high poly, and then I'll probably just retopo that whole outside part, the outfit itself, and that way it will reduce the polys quite a bit. Got a first-time viewer service tech in here. Could have sworn I've seen you in here before. Is this really your first time? I've probably seen you in Discord or something. That name is awful familiar. Talking about rigging, it's great now that now you have colleagues who can I should just read it word for word. It's great now that I have colleagues who take my models for rig. I think I should confess my love to them too. Got the bangers, the copyright-free bangers. I think I should organize these. This should be belt. If this is the belt base, then this will be the, I don't know, belt small. You just have belt big and belt small or something. Belt small. This will be belt big. This will be the ring or belt ring. There might be other rings. So belt ring. And then these are the leather connector things. I don't know. Belt connectors. Let's see. We can get a bevel. That didn't want to happen. There we go. Probably a subsurf as well. And this one can be kind of round as well. I think even though this will be a hex ring, I don't want a subsurfer like that though. I think I'll just end up sculpting. I could just make it with more ring segments too. But I kind of want those corners actually. So you know what? Maybe I could bevel those slightly. If I can get that amount ever so slight. Yeah, there we go. That'll be good. That'll look good. And this one too, I think we can bevel. Put that back to 30 degrees. Yeah, that's gonna look good. Maybe more segments as well. Just make it easy on sculpting, right? Yeah. Is that looking like my picture? Let's see. Pretty much. So, yeah. Rather than retopo, maybe I'll just... I probably should retopo, but some of this stuff I could just use. Looks like I called it belt big now, so we're going to call that belt big low. Let's get that belt small as well. We're not going to solidify though. Should go all the way in. We can go in and delete any unused faces we don't need as well. Oh, and I think what I also need to do is I ended up altering this one as well. So I'm going to get that belt big low. Delete it, get the belt big mod, duplicate it, move it into low poly. That's the new belt big low without the subdivision surface. Just trying to make this easier for me and later on when I need a low poly version of all this. So take away that bevel and there we go. And the ring. There we go. So there's the low poly version of it. Beautiful. We'll get the basic geom before sculpting it. Although the tunic itself is going to be a bit of a challenge, but that's okay. I'm up to it. Thinking I can start with the bottom part, but I kind of want to take the hardest part on. top part of the tunic. It's going to just be some cloth going up. I want to look at some wrinkles and things though. Belt was pretty easy. I think the connectors though could go up a little. Something like that. Now they're kind of too high. That's fine. Again, Steven with the banger. I already read that. Yep, banger soundtrack. This is Fruit Punch Soda. It's pretty good. Not my favorite from this brand, but not horrible. It's pretty tasty. Steven, is it worth it to make an interface for just one class? I mean, you can, sure. You can. Is it worth it? Depends on what you're doing, I think, but I don't see any reason why not to. Just answering the general question. I think it's fine. You could just cast, though. If you perhaps plan on having some kind of functionality that you'd like unique for a bunch of different classes, and have each of the classes implemented differently, then go ahead and make the interface. Like, I guess you could preemptively do that, but it's just all gonna depend, really. Alright, well, can only put it off so long. Let's do this tunic thing. I'm going to grab a couple image references. Got some saved on Pinterest. I'm collecting references, and I have some for this character. And I might actually find a few reference images of fabric and cloth and folding and things, so that we get something that looks pretty natural, something that looks good, stylized and good. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Another guy, will you upload this whole character creation on YouTube? I don't know. I mean, it's possible I could do that. It's a possibility. Yeah, maybe. Perhaps. Here's some fabric, but not a whole lot of folding. Some of these are just, you know, stylized to the point of almost no detail. If any folds, they're just simple like this guy, and I actually like that because it means less work. It means you don't have to do quite so much, and that could be a good thing. So I may look at that. Some sculpting references there. Here was a cool one. Kind of leather though. Here's some cloth a little bit, but not much too. Lots of clothing references here. Now here's my main inspiration, as you can probably tell. You see the belt. It's a little, you know, basically kind of the same, but a little different. I'll make it a little different. I do like these like folds here. That would be a good thing to look at. because I'm thinking it'll look pretty much like that, like this. Wish that went down more so I could see more of that, of the clothing. Here's a pretty good image. Oh, it's cut. Let me view the image. There we go. That's a pretty good image of Marin. Rami, if I want to check if my hit scan weapon hits a blaster character and a fire hit.get actor get class equals a blaster character static class is not working for me, should I use an interface instead? Or maybe just a for loop? I don't know why you'd use a for loop, but you're either going to cast it to a blaster character or you're going to implement an interface and check to see if it implements an interface. And if you don't know how to use an interface, just do a simple cast. I think that's fine. Lots of people say avoid casts, and yes, you should avoid doing casts very frequently, as you know, there can be other ways to do it. You're not going to save that much on performance with interfaces, as I mentioned earlier in Discord, depending, right, on the class, on the hierarchy. How can you use a cast for that? You would say, a blaster character, hit character, equals cast to a blaster character. And what are you casting? Fire hit dot get actor. That makes sense. Just like that. So I can create a tunic and do some folds. I think this is a pretty perfect reference image for this, actually. It's even going to the left, which is the right way. So how am I going to start this off? I'll probably just add a big blob of clay, like copy part of her torso. Might be easier to make the this top part first, though. As you can see, I took her tunic almost exactly from Marin, but you know, there'll be a little few differences in here and there, but this little V part might be easy to do next. That might be a good, like, low-hanging fruit situation. And then I can model that tunic around these, since these will be kind of more closely adhering to the body. I think I'll do that, actually. So let's make that little V thing first. Maybe even a little necklace, but we'll do that. Let's do this. So bring the levels viewport down a couple levels. And we'll make another Retopaflow object. I think Retopaflow is great for clothing because it's like, you know, put the polys right there on the body and it looks great. So we could do a kind of V-neck kind of thing there. She's really going to be pretty covered, right? Like, no cleavage, no skin even showing on the neck or the arms. And I think that's going to fit this character nicely because she's all about magic and dealing damage. She's not about, you know, looking sexy or anything. Although she will by the time this is done. That belt is already looking sexy. I'm going to save my work, though. All about killing goblins. That's her #1 profession. Where and how will you be making the hair? Washinator wants to know. You are dying to know, aren't you? She's gonna have like a bun, I think. I'm gonna be making it here in Blender. To be honest, I'm planning on probably making some strips, and merging all these strips together into a mesh, maybe retopo it so it's one mesh, and then just touch it up in sculpting, and we'll have some kind of stylized hair. I'm looking at Fortnite skins style of hair, because if you look at some of the Fortnite skins hair, it's pretty sculpted. I mean, it's like look at Midas. It's just like, it looks like a solid piece of clay or plastic, and it's just kind of sculpted on. That's what I'm thinking I'll do for her. I think it'll look cool. Alright, so saved it. Let's make another Retapa Flow object. And let's make that V thing. So we'll get started here. We'll turn on symmetry as well. And we'll get started. Let me take a quick bathroom break though, and I'll be right back. Welcome back. Rami says, if the cast to blaster character fails, it did not hit a blaster character. If it succeeded, then you did hit a blaster character. That is correct. Oh no, Washinator says that. And then he says, I think I'm not an expert, just a random idiot. Nope, he's right. So you can check if it's a null pointer, yes. That's typically how you handle those types of things, those casts. Those ominous casts. It's going to go up to about there, right? Something like here. Yes, do tell us how it goes, Rami. Actually, this will probably want to go a little steeper here. You're smarter than you think. Good point. Washinator is smarter than he thinks. Too smart for your own good. Just kidding. Now this doesn't have to be perfectly straight. In fact, it can curve a little. Excellent sentence typo. You are smarter than you think. It's like you're smarter until you think. Now, should it go straight down in a V on the back, or should it go around in a kind of loop, is the question. Either one could look pretty good, I think. V down the back, yeah. Instead of a loop. Yeah, that could look good, I think, as well. I agree. Could be thicker too, I think. Would end near the middle of the back, yeah. Something like that. Could be pointy here as well, but I think round might be good. It worked. Nice job, Rami. That's gonna look nice. Make the stuff that makes her turtleneck, and then I'll separate them out after I do the retopiflow. So I think what I'll do is do this. Ah, Service Tech. That's where I've seen your name before. That's right. Another guy is doing this stuff without retopiflow possible. Absolutely. Yeah, there's always different ways to do this stuff. Retopiflow does make it easy though. Retopiflow is just so convenient. Hey, what's up, Orinong Live? First time chat. Welcome in. Making some clothing for my character. And trying to remain as mature as possible. 1 second. Orinong was a guy who tried to scam. By the way, if you get a DM from this guy, Orinong Live, warning, he tries to scam people. We'll get him kicked out here in a second. Tries to do shady stuff. Thank you, gang. Yeah, he was the guy that tried to. So what? Oh man, I don't even know if I should even get into it. But Cryptic left. He went. He went to bed. He had college the next day, and this guy Ornong came in and made his username look like Cryptic's. He changed one character, like an I to an L or something like that, and he tried to say he was Cryptic. It was pretty obvious that he wasn't. He didn't have any of the accolades or anything, but he tried to. Apparently, he was trying to hint that I should give him mod. Like he was like, "Hey, I'm Cryptic. I'm on a new account. I lost everything," and he didn't like specifically say, "Make me mod again." I was just busy working, you know. But I DM'd Cryptic. I'm like, "Hey," and when Cryptic didn't respond because he was obviously asleep, my admins were like, "Hey, this guy is not Cryptic." So watch out for that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's why Cryptic was talking about that a little while ago. Like when he leaves, he's like, remember, I'm going to bed, and if someone comes on and says they're me, they're not me. Yeah, I think that's right, gang. That sounds like it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, he's dumb, but yeah, be on the lookout for that. All kinds of troublemakers online you got to be aware of. Desert is lurking. And she is still pretty sick. Poor thing. Remember the tea soup combo, solid advice. We'll make that choker up to about there. That's gonna look pretty good, I think. I don't think I need to use relax on this much. Maybe a little bit there. That's gonna look good. Yeah, who knows? We may see someone trying to act like Washinator in here. Trying to wash and nader. Need a big brain for that. Alright, that's gonna look good, I think. We'll go ahead and save that and apply these mods. And we'll call this, I don't know, neck piece. We'll call this neck piece mod. What's a code we can use? Well, that only works until the perpetrator learns that code, right? Vision's Mind. Looking nice. Is this the character for the Goblins game you were working on the other day? Yes, it is. This is going to be the main character. So I'm going to give her some clothing so she doesn't look so naked. Yes. Now for the low poly version of this, we'll make a duplicate, move it into low poly for now. Now we can either solidify, I think we'll solidify it actually. For now, we'll probably do some retopo a little bit. Actually, I'll move this, let's see here, show the modifiers. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This was the one. I'll just duplicate it. Neck piece mod. Guess I could delete that one, huh? Yeah, make it thick like that. That'll do it. You might want to scale it a little. Just a little thicker. And then we'll put one in the low poly. I think we can get rid of that one. And this will be neck piece low. But we're going to do more than this, so let's go back to the modifiers. We're going to take these faces and duplicate. These will be their own piece. Sorry, looking at the chat here. Looking nice. Is this character? Yes. Ethereal Regions. Oh, nice. I'm currently working on my own character as well. Awesome. What kind of character are you working on?
Listen to ASMR sounds with your and relax.
Got some ads there. Ads about ASMR sounds, which is weird, as I don't listen to ASMR. Now this one could go in the other direction. Let's see. I think what I'll do for this is simply extrude these out along their normals and make it a little bigger. I think that would be a good thing. Yeah. But be aware. Anyone could be lurking and gathering information that they can use to be mischievous, you know? Let's see. So this is what it's looking like. Now I can extrude along normals, make it a little bigger, but of course I think I've selected the whole thing now. Yeah. So we'll come up a little like this. Just like that. And now I can do some subdivision, make it smooth and all that good stuff. Ah, you need a character of your own. Yeah, understandable. I totally get that. Totally get that. All right, so we've got neck piece. Two neck pieces, really. So I'll call this neck piece V or something. And so this one, we'll do a subsurf and probably add an extra line there. Maybe even another one. Before I start changing the geometry, make sure I have one in the low poly as well. So I have what? Neck piece V and neck piece. Neck piece low is going to be that one. And neck piece V will duplicate that. Yeah, I'm drinking water as well because I'm starting to feel a little under the weather myself, to be honest. Starting to feel it too. Although I don't think I feel as bad as Desert Rose feels right now, but gonna try to make sure to drink all the water I can. You guys are talking about Fortnite and the Halloween grenade launchers. That's right. Yeah, they only let you have 13 grenades at a time. That's right. Okay, now I can take a look at subdividing. That's gonna look great. We'll put a few little wrinkles, I think. Looking at my Marin reference image here, see that she has some subtle wrinkles there, and then these will have grooves. That's gonna look cool. Let's save this. And this one may be a bevel. Let's see. Subdivision surface. Let's see what a bevel modifier looks like first. That'll look good. That'll look good with sculpting. And with the bevels on there, maybe a subsurf. We'll make it look nice. Nice and subdivided. I like that. Although that bevel is beveling here and here. So I might crank the angle down a little. Or up. Is it up or down? Let me see. Yeah, up. There. We'll subsurf more. This one too. Subsurf 3, 4. That'll look good. Sculpting that's gonna look nice. Now I could put the grooves in there now without. Let's see. Because if I put the grooves in now, it'll be easier when I get to the sculpting stage, right? What do you guys think about this, like, little sharp cut here on the top, and on the bottom it's more round? Should those be consistent with each other, you think? Or is it cool for that to be round in the back? Let's see. I think it might be better looking if it's more sharp. Sarsaparilla, huh? Interesting. Kind of like it sharper. Although it's kind of... Yeah, I like it. I like it. Almost a mix between the two, though. Like that. That'll work nicely. Looking a little superhero-y. Cool. Alright. As we put the tunic in, it's probably going to want to come out more. Away from the skin more. But actually, this could look good super stuck to the skin, and then the tunic just puffing out around it. Might make the breast smaller so that it's not such a big hindrance or thing to work around. She doesn't have to be that busty. But we'll see. Sharp, yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that'll look good. Which means I should probably replace that V part in the low poly now again. So neck piece V here, we'll duplicate that. Move it to low poly. And here in the low poly, remove the subsurf. Remove the bevel. And it's nice and low. That looks great. there we go. Cool. The two easier parts. Okay. The tunic is going to be the trickiest, hardest part. And the easiest thing I think I can do is just